Welcome to Successful Living with Bill Napick. Every week, we talk with interesting people in a variety of professions for ideas to enhance your success in all aspects of life. Successful Living with Bill Napick starts right now. Here's Bill Napick.
Welcome to the show. It is Successful Living with Bill Napick. I'm Bill Napick, and a special edition today as it is Successful Living with Jenna Jackson, the owner and creator of P&R Creative, helping people and companies tell their stories in an incredible way 24/7. Jenna, what a show. Once again, your casting skills have exceeded everything we can imagine. Let's tell people what's going to happen today.
I hate to brag, but we have a really good group today. Really amazing ladies in here. We have 3 incredible businesses to talk about, and then a really impactful nonprofit, all here in Houston. So I'm very excited.
Well, let's get started, and let's tell people about our first guest.
This is Lisa Olson. I'm going to let her tell us a little bit about her and her business. But Lisa, tell us a little bit about yourself and about Coco Nola, one of my favorite shops.
Well, I have a local business in Memorial. It's named Coco Nola, and I started it in 2017, and it kind of came out of Hurricane Harvey. Lost power, had a lot of champagne to drink because I couldn't get everything in the Yeti, had all these great leftover bottles. My 12-year-old daughter was like, we should do something with these bottles. They're all so pretty. And I was like, well, we can make some candles. I think I've seen that somewhere, and let me just give it a try. So even though we had no power, we still had internet connection, Amazon Prime. The supplies came the next day, and I started cutting bottles. And, oh my gosh, what a disaster. In my kitchen, none of them came out right, but I finally got one right after 12, and I'm like, this is kind of unique, and just kept at it. And the first money that we made selling these cute little candles, we gave to the Hurricane Harvey victims. And then people started asking me to do pop-up shows, and I wasn't sure I would be able to create all of these candles. And slowly and surely, I just got better at cutting them, better at sanding them. And I offer an all-natural organic product, soy wax, natural cotton wicks. I sent them with essential oil, not fragrance, because I might get headaches or migraines, so they're super clean. And then my candle babies. And that's how it started.
That's so awesome. And I mean, you started with sort of, messing up champagne bottles in your kitchen. But
Yes.
Now, if someone walks into your shop, what kind of variety do they see?
Lots of variety. I have of course, the upcycled champagne, the whiskey bottles, the bourbon, all the wine bottles. And I also make a variety of different jars and candles, just depending on, what I'm kind of feeling, what I'm curating in the moment. I like the chinoiserie, so I have a lot of blue and white chinoiserie. I've recently added an acrylic line, so I have a lot of really cool acrylic sculptures and pieces. Just, it's a gift shop, and I package it so you can grab and go. And we're always serving champagne. We're always having a good time. Stop by. It's fun. It's local.
It's like getting a little piece of Nola right here in Houston.
It is. It's walkable. It's just right there. We get a lot of walk traffic because it's in the neighborhood. We're always outside. We have great patio lights. We have a row of stores there, Millanella, the Branch Boutique. My partners in the studio are Danette Scheffler with Melange Eye Candy, Leslie Delamora Designs. We have great artists. We have pop-ups. We have parties. It's never ending. It's super.
Well, 9055 Gaylord.
Bill's like, I'll see y'all later.
Well, let's tell people the address of your shop.
It's 9055 Gaylord, 77024. If you were familiar with the old Jonathan's Rub in Memorial, we're right next door. He has recently moved. We're kind of like Spring Branch Middle School behind the cantina.
And Lisa, the website. Local. Let's tell the website, too, for people listening on the internet after the broadcast, let's say.
Actually, I work off Instagram. That has been something I've been very successful with. My Instagram handle is Champagne Coco Nola. That's a mouthful, I know.
So I think that's one of the things that's so distinctive. I'm sure the fragrances, I can't wait to hear about the fragrances, but what a name, Coco Nola. Almost like we're going to have some kind of percussion section behind it. Coco Nola.
Well,
Jenna, come on.
I know. Where did that come from? Tell us.
Coco Nola was actually my email address when I worked for Emeril Lagasse in New Orleans at the restaurant Nola. Coco is my chef name. I was a chef back in New Orleans about 20 years ago, and that was my email address. And it just kind of, when I was looking to name a business, like, what can I name this business? What can I name this business? And there was always a lot of fun, giggles, and curiosity around my email address, so I decided to use it. Just think it's fun.
Okay, so I love your candle business, but I had no idea that you had such an interesting past either. I mean, tell us a little bit about that. That sounds like a super fun life. A chef with Emeril Lagasse in New Orleans. I'm like,
well, I'm originally from New York, and my husband and I moved to New Orleans so he could pursue a fellowship in cardiothoracic surgery. And when I moved to New Orleans, I always enjoyed cooking, but I was like, you know what, I'm going to take it up a notch. I had done a culinary degree at the French Culinary Institute in New York City, and I applied for jobs throughout New Orleans and got accepted at NOLA, and the rest is history. And from New Orleans, my husband and I moved a few different places, and Houston has been our home since 2003.
that's amazing. You must have some really fun stories.
I have a lot of fun stories. I have a lot of fun
Some you
stories.
can tell, some you
No.
cannot tell.
The kitchen is a wild place.
Yeah.
That show, The Bear, that is really honest about it. There's a lot of yelling, a lot of craziness. So that's why I can do all these shows, and I like chaos. To me is my happy place. When things are like super quiet, I'm like do 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 do. But chaos, I love. I'm like, okay, I can handle it. What's coming next?
Yeah.
5 things, I got it.
I get a little anxious if things are too quiet, too slow. I mean, I always love talking to women entrepreneurs because I feel like you can start in one career and end up in a totally different place, but those skill sets are the same. And I mean, do you think there were things you learned in your career as a chef and sort of life that brought you
absolutely.
to this moment?
I mean, if you looked back 20 years ago when I was cooking, I never thought I'd be a candle maker. Like, what are the odds? Like, who makes candles anymore? I do, you know. And I love it. I love that it's just completely different. It's kind of cool, you know, therapeutic, a rainy day. I have a little warehouse because, like I said, cutting glass is kind of a mess. I just be in my warehouse listening to iHeartRadio, just, you know.
Nice plug, Bill.
Just making candles.
And you're on one of your favorite shows, no doubt. But I'm thinking of one of the first things when you mentioned food. First, I was thinking about the Iron Chef, that show, as far as action and activity and flavors. However, as you were a chef, you're making candles. Candles have a recipe as well, right?
Absolutely. I've kind of created these scents. Like I have 4 signature scents: Laguna Beach, Moroccan Amber, Gardenia, Indigo, and like some of them are more feminine, some of them are masculine. I have a fall scent, which I haven't really figured out a name for yet. And then I have my holiday scent, which I call Holiday. And I'm always, you know, kind of creating. It's kind of chemistry. It's just cooking, chemistry, baking, just adding, subtracting what works, what doesn't work. Have to write everything down, make sure it's precise. It's rewarding when your product is finished and it smells good, and it, you know, or when I walk in someplace and I see my candle there, you know, like somebody's house that got it at a gift, they're using the candle. Also, since everything that I do, I upcycle, I refill everything. So since I'm local, people bring me my candles, other vessels, other candles. I clean them out, refill them. Like I said, everything's all natural, the soy wax, so it doesn't have any of that black soot. Pet owners and parents are always concerned about bad waxes and paraffins and black smoke with candles, but mine don't have any of that.
Tell us about one of the candles, just for an example of what goes into a candle. And my ears perked up when you said Laguna Beach. Okay, one of my favorite places, Ritz-Carlton, Laguna Beach, Laguna Niguel, right there.
Right there.
A super spot. But tell us about that particular scent. Yeah,
Okay,
ingredients.
so they're essential
Scents,
oils.
rather.
So I had ordered samples of different ones and I mixed them. So Laguna Beach really is sea salt. It's orchid scented. It has jasmine undertones with some honeysuckle. And it's layered. You know, some people are like, is it vanilla? I'm like, no, there's no vanilla. There's no rose in any of my scents. And it's great to hear what people think are in the candles. And then the more masculine ones, I have sandalwood and amber or a little patchouli. Just
What's that one called?
Moroccan amber or indigo.
That sounds like a good one too.
They're different variations, similar ingredients but different. And of course, gardenia is gardenia. I have a jasmine, which is really just reminds me of that New Orleans jasmine. It's so pretty walking through the Garden District. It's just, it's really nice.
That's the cool thing about candles too, is like a scent will put you somewhere.
Absolutely.
Awesome, yeah.
Kind of brings back memories and
It's Lisa Olson with Coco Nola. I'll say it one more time just for the fun of it. Coco Nola candles.
Come and see us. Like I said, shop local, easy parking. We're friendly girls. We're so happy to always see you. The address is 9055 Gaylord, 77024. You can see all of my creations on my Instagram, which is Champagne Coco Nola.
awesome.
So if they want to reach out to you, just simply go to the store. Again, the address is
9055 Gaylord. Or if they want to speak to me, just look me up on Instagram and send me a quick message. You can order right from my page. I ship, throughout the country, worldwide.
Thank you so much for being with us,
Thank
Lisa
you.
Olson. I can't wait to smell one of those candles and own one.
All right. Love it. Thank you.
As we continue, it's now time to talk to Megan McCormick. She is the president of a well-known company right here in Houston, Texas called Visible Changes. Jenna, we're going to find out about improving appearances as far as enhancing beauty, all those things, and also to hear about a company that's been around for so long. We want to know what the latest is, right?
Yes, I'm really excited about this because I am a frequent visitor to Visible Changes, and I take my kids in there.
you.
I know, no, of course. But I'm so excited to meet you. So tell me a little bit. This is a family business.
Yes.
Which I love.
Yes.
Tell me a little bit about like how Visible Changes got started, the history,
So my parents are actually from Queens, New York originally, and they came in. My mom has been a hairdresser since she was 16. My dad actually used to be a New York City cop, found some mentors and became a really brilliant businessman. And so my mom created our entire training program. So we train everybody the same way. We have basic haircutting, basic chemical training. So before they get on the floor with us, they've already gone through a full training with us. And she's the one who built it, and we still use that today. So
That's incredible.
It's really awesome. We actually just celebrated 45 years 2 weeks ago.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, I thought I was doing well with 10 years. I'm like, come on, here we go.
I know, we were really excited. We had a full 70s party because we were born in 1977. And so it was really fun.
That is so fun.
Yes.
Okay, and so tell me, like, you must have kind of grown up in the
Completely.
business.
Yes, completely.
Talk about that a little bit and how exciting it is to come full circle. Now you're the president. I mean,
So what's really incredible about our company is that my parents built it so that they would have family in Texas, right? They were traveling around, they found Texas, and they were like, wow, there's so much opportunity here. We need to move here. And so they've always treated our company as family. And so growing up, we had things called company trips, which were also known as like our little family reunions. And so top producers would go on company trips. And so we grew up going on them. And so there are still people that have completely like watched me grown up. They watched me in my mom's belly. They've known my mom since before I was even a thought. And so it's really incredible. It's been awesome to come in and take over. People think that we're nationwide. They think that we're franchised. And so I'm trying to do a big push right now, actually, to just tell people like, hey, we're actually local. We were born and raised in Houston. Right now we're in Houston and San Antonio. Yeah, that's like a little bit about us.
And right now in Houston, Megan, how many locations do you have?
We have 8.
That's a lot of locations.
It is, yes.
So there, and of course, we're the 4th largest city. So people for the grooming and the hair care, all that, it's just a supermarket, I would imagine.
Yes, it's a huge market. And also being in Houston with our medical center, we've also created, my mom is a breast cancer survivor. So all of October we wear pink, which is why the pink pants are
Very
here.
nice.
Yeah.
Wearing pink right now.
Yes. And we have a charity called There For You. So it's THAIR, like hair. And we provide free wigs for anyone going through cancer. So we'll shave you, we'll fit you for a wig, we'll trim it up to you completely free of charge. Doesn't matter if you're a client, doesn't matter if you've ever heard of us before.
I love that.
Yeah, it was a really tough situation to watch your mom kind of go through everything. And so we've done a lot of research on wigs. And so we want to be the light in people's life no matter what, but especially when, you don't feel like yourself at all.
That is so incredible. One of my sister-in-law went through breast cancer, and I will say that was one of the hardest things to go through for her. She has this long, gorgeous hair, and as a woman, I'm like, if I have a blowout, Bill, don't be jealous. If I get a blowout, it doesn't matter how tired I look. It doesn't matter anything else. If my hair looks good, I'm good.
Exactly.
You feel good. You feel confident.
Yes, we say your hair is your crown and glory.
I love that.
People are like, sometimes it's expensive. And I'm like, but you wear it every day.
Yeah.
It's the only thing
Spend
we really
more
wear
on that.
every day.
Exactly. Spend more on that than a pair of shoes.
Exactly.
There's the quote of the day.
Yes, it is.
But you wear it every day.
Every day.
That's so true.
Yes.
I love that.
Yeah.
So how, I'm a woman entrepreneur and I love talking to other entrepreneurs, and you've grown up in that culture. How hard is it? I mean, 8 locations.
Yes.
They've got to all, yes, you have a brand, right? That's
Yes.
very consistent and well known, but they probably each have a little bit of a different personality. They're in different communities. I mean,
Absolutely.
how is that to manage and just kind of juggle?
It's something new every single day. We sit down with our teams twice a year. We do one-on-one, so I'm actually in the middle of it right now, which is why my voice is a little bit horsey. But we go around and we talk to them. We talk about, what they want to do in terms of goal setting and in our company. We talk about their personal life and where they're growing, if they are not growing, how to get them to grow. And so we're really hands-on. We've got a lot of personalities, which is always really fun. And we have super creative people. I mean, our talent is undeniable. Like, I would put any of our team up against anybody in the entire world and be like, cool, like, watch them.
That's so awesome. I
Yeah.
mean, how important is, like, you hear it's hard to find really good, talented people right now, but you guys do have
Yeah,
really talented, hairdressers, colorists.
we do. We have the most talented, I think, anywhere. People ask me all the time, oh, so like, are you a hairdresser? And I'm like, no, I don't need to be. I have the best trainers in the entire world who train our new up and coming talent, and everybody else knows what they're supposed to do. I just get to have the fun job and kind of prepare the great things and motivate and create a really great culture. My whole philosophy is I want to honor the past while creating a better future.
About how many employees are part of your team?
Around 550 right now.
I was thinking it was a big number like that. And one of the things early on when I first heard about visible changes, and I think it's still happening, is that there's an excitement aspect to it, one that in which the employees, the people that are serving your customers, are motivated. They're very motivated.
Yes.
They're at different levels.
Yes.
And people pick their favorite one, right?
Yes.
And different tiers. I'm remembering the concept, but also the care for the customer.
Mm-hmm.
You're exceeding expectations, and you hire the right people that are already motivated to do so. So it's a very exciting company.
Yeah.
And where you're going to be going in the next couple decades is going to be exciting. I'm going to be watching your company. And,
Yeah, I'm very
and
excited.
even though I don't have a lot of hair, you do have.
We have scalp treatments.
You have
It's
scalp
basically like a facial for your scalp.
Sure.
Really good. Even if you have hair or if you don't have hair, it's really great because people think hair loss happens because of whatever else, but actually sometimes just your pores get clogged. And so it's like a little dermabrasion for your scalp.
I love that.
Yeah, healthy
was
scalp
gonna-
is healthy hair.
Well, and I was going to ask you, like, I think, okay, haircuts, color, blow dries, that kind of thing. But what else? I'm sure you guys have a lot of services that maybe people don't think about necessarily.
Yes. So actually we have extensions, and people always think, oh my gosh, extensions means I have to go from short to long. Not at all. Like, I always say a couple of pieces in the front gives you that extra just like oomph in the front. So it just makes you feel better. Like, it's where most women start to thin out also. So if you want just like a little extra thickness, but if you want to go from short to long, we got you covered. We also have keratin treatments. So we have an express and a smoothing. An express will cut your blow dry time in half. It's good for like 6 to 8 weeks. Cuts the frizz down. We have a smoothing treatment. So any of the like coarser textured hair, obviously we're in Texas, so we've got a lot of coarse, thick Texas hair and
humidity.
And so your hair can grow and get so much bigger. So these treatments are really awesome to kind of cut your blow dry time, make it a lot easier to manage your hair, brush through, all of those things. And then we have little things like chlorine treatments. You know, if your kids are in the pool all summer long, they've got that little dingy greenness to their hair, sometimes a little blue. We've got that. We can remove the chlorine from the hair. We have so many treatments. We have all different sorts of things. People think that keratin is like a treatment, but actually it's a protein. And so we have keratin treatments, and then we also have like a keratriplex, hydrotriplex treatment, puts moisture back in your hair. We do a nice little massage with it, which is the best part about any hair experience. We have so many things for everybody.
Amazing.
So there is something, if my good buddy Dwayne Johnson, if he and I walk, like he's my buddy.
Bill, if you and The Rock walk into Visible Changes, you better let me know.
All right, there's something that we could get done,
I'm
right?
like, let me know too. I will be there.
We need some pictures of that, please.
You're actually believing. Now I do watch his movies. But, okay, just kidding. Give us an idea as you look at the industry outside of Houston with your massive presence right here in Houston, Texas, and San Antonio, right?
Yes.
So when you look at the industry, you go to industry events and follow it, what are some of the things that are happening in terms of, here we are, 2022, 23 is coming upon us. What trends do you see, and what are the things that you're talking about in the hair care and beautifying world?
Yeah, so I think really just having like healthy hair is obviously the number one thing right now. People kind of shy away from sulfates and things like that. Sometimes sulfates can be good for you, and so it cleanses your scalp. Like I said, your scalp is the most important, right? It's like you have to have a clean scalp so that fresh hair can grow out. And so that's a really big thing for us also. But we've got a lot of trends. I'm like, the balayage is always in. Fantasy colors are back. We also have some like temporary things. So like you can do a color depositing conditioner, and so you don't have to commit to having the fantasy color. I usually do it every October, so I put a little pink in, and then it shampoos out in a few washes.
I've been wanting to do pink, but I'm like, Jenna, you're 47. You can't do pink.
No, you can. You can always do pink in October. That's my rule.
See?
Yes.
I have a couple weeks left, Bill.
There you go.
Well, and I'm thinking back, as I'm older than both of you, but thinking back, did you ever imagine a time that people would be coloring their hair purple and blue and stuff on a regular basis? We had someone on the show not long ago.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I couldn't.
But my mom is a hairdresser.
Right. Exactly. But we had someone on the show that looked tremendous, and her hair was red.
Yeah.
And it was a short crop. I'm thinking that is, first of all, it was very colorful for the YouTube video. But all that said, Megan McCormick, president of Visible Changes right here in Houston, Texas. What else do you want people to know? And how can they reach you and go to the website to get all the info and get their hair done?
Yes, absolutely. So we actually just launched our TikTok about a month and a half ago. And so we have our TikTok. It's at Visible Changes Salons. Our Instagram is the same thing, at Visible Changes Salons. We also have a website, visiblechanges.com. You can call us and book an appointment. We'd love to see you. We want to take care of you. We want to make sure that you feel as beautiful as you are. And if we can enhance it a little bit and be the light in your life, that's what we want to do.
And I think our ratings just went up by at least 500. Maybe the associates will be listening to this show. What do you think? You're a promoter too, aren't you, Megan?
Yes, absolutely.
Well, thank you so much. Tell them the website one more time.
Visiblechanges.com.
That's too easy. Thank you so much for being with us.
Thank you, guys.
Megan.
It's time to welcome Megan Berg. She is the Chief Marketing Officer for the company that's called Thrive Drip Spa. So this is going to be fascinating, Jenna. We're going to find out about Thrive Drip Spa right here in Houston, Texas. Welcome to the show, Megan.
Thank you. Thank you.
I know this is so exciting, Bill. So I have been to
Show
Thrive
first.
multiple times. The owners, the founders of Thrive are friends of mine and my neighbors. So I love this place. So I've been in there to get drips, right? Which I want you to explain to people who may not know what it is, because I thought it was a really just sort of like new and amazing idea when they came up with it. And now people go for a variety of reasons. So, but then you have a lot of services that I think people may not know about as much. So let's talk about a little bit of like, what is Thrive? When you walk in the door, like what's the purpose?
So Thrive is a med spa, and we started with IV therapy and have later moved into services that sort of help with, all kinds of things. Our motto is we want you to look, feel, and perform better. So under that notion, we pull a lot of our clients, our customers, and we provide services that they actually have told us that they would like or want. So IV therapy, everyone knows that sort of comes with the territory of being hungover and you want to get back to life. And, that
No
conference,
judgment. No judgment.
that 3-day conference is always, a kicker in the workforce, or that, vacation trip. And so there is the hangover drip that everyone is familiar with in this industry. However, our drips, we have 12 signature drips, and they serve a lot of different purposes. So people with chronic migraines, we have a migraine drip. It has Toradol, it has Reglan in it, magnesium. A lot of people who have chronic headaches and migraines don't realize that they're actually nutrient or vitamin deficient in magnesium. So, for example, that's one of them. I actually use that one all the time. I get tension headaches from the dehydration. Actually, was just in there yesterday myself. So that's kind of the purpose of the drips. And then we've moved into some sort of cosmetic services that help with a gamut of things, with body contouring, muscle atrophy, the same service. It's called M-Sculpt Neo. So Dr. Gene Liu, he is also an orthopedic surgeon, and he founded this originally out of the intention to help people. He loves the concept of preventative medicine and health. And so with these IV drips, a lot of people don't know that 75% of the population is chronically dehydrated, be it mild or severe.
Wow.
And that typically makes any illness, any sickness, anything worse. So sometimes you may have a cold or the flu, and it's actually that you're dehydrated, which is the bigger issue. So you solve for that. You kind of come in, you stay on a cadence with your drips, and you tend to feel, look, and perform better just across the board.
That is so interesting. I mean, I will say one way that we have used Thrive is, when everyone was having to get either everyone was getting COVID, or for those people who got vaccinated, it helped to get a drip right after, and then you had minimal to no symptoms. I mean, it is amazing.
I didn't know that.
My husband was like, I'm on my way, I'm getting vaccinated, and do whatever everyone thinks about that, whatever. But he was like, listen, I don't have time to be. It was my birthday weekend, Bill, and I'm like, if you feel like crap this weekend, it's going to be bad for you.
We'd have to drink the champagne.
I mean, hello, clearly. So we, he went in the day after or the day of and got a drip, and he was fine. He had no symptoms after.
That's incredible to hear.
And then I have one of our best friends is a tennis pro, and he's, out in the sun every day. He gets regular, I think twice a week, has a membership, which I want you to kind of talk about that too. But, he goes in and gets them, and like you said, I mean, his dehydration levels are insane probably because he's out in the sun all day, but it really helps.
Beyond the 12 kind of signature drips that we've custom built and created, a lot of people come in knowing what they're deficient in or knowing what their ailments are, so we can custom fit a bag that what we say is brimming with the vitamins and minerals that you need for your body. Some people may not know that, so we actually provide DNA tests that help you understand what you're deficient in so that you can start getting drips that are associated with what you particularly need. For example, there's something known as NAD, which is a naturally occurring coenzyme in the body. Plays a part in just about every atom in your body, including DNA repair, neurotransmitters, metabolic recalibration, all of these things that help you have that mental clarity that you need, but you are stuck in that brain fog. We do that for a lot of actually professional athletes, including Brian Cushing. He has done an incredible testimonial with us working through some of his challenges, as well as Kevin Walter. They both played for the Texans previously. So the NAD is a highly sought after thing if you look across the internet. And that's one of our biggest drivers, is bringing that type of support to everyone, not just the celebrities, not just the people who are out in California and LA and Vegas. It's preventative health in a clean atmosphere that you don't have to wait until you're on, you're at your wit's end going into an ER visit just to get an IV drip. That's our focus.
And talk a little bit about, because I know when Dr. Liu, started this, he was very focused on it being, to people, anesthesiologists, or tell me a little bit about like who puts the needle in you. I'm one of those people who gets a little nervous with that.
These people?
And I know he is very like strict protocols and very
Yes.
focused on that. Talk to me a little bit about that.
So that's actually why I wanted to join this organization specifically as the CMO, is because I could see the client experience and the drive and the passion that both Dr. Jean Liu, the CEO, and Dr. Derek Liu, our medical director, who oversees all of our drips to make sure that they are what they need to be in the dosages and the correct formats. Dr. Jean Liu is so big on the client experience. And so I wanted to join because we only allow registered nurses to administer the IVs. And a lot of these nurses have come out of triage, ERs from the surrounding hospitals. And obviously we are the mecca for the healthcare industry. So that speaks volumes. And we get outreach every day about nurses wanting to either be part-time or work with us. And so that shows a very promising and hopeful perspective. They say they like to see people who are taking advantage of taking care of their health before it gets too bad, which is very cool.
Give us an idea as far as for someone that's now, I've never done this. So what would be the first one that you would recommend if someone doesn't have a specific problem? Let's say I'm like, I just want to feel a little bit better. I want to experience. I want to be smarter. There's some.
I don't know if we have anything for that. Okay, Radio Bill.
Or maybe there's a superpower I'm looking for. But seriously, what would the first one you'd recommend for an overall okay person? Number one, and number two, what is this something that you feel the effects soon after, or do you have to do it 10 times to where you get the effect?
That's a great question. I do not enjoy things that take a long time to build up in my system because I will bail on the process. The Myers drip is the most common drip. It was developed back in the 60s by Dr. Myers, which is why it's coined the Myers cocktail. It has magnesium, it has electrolytes, vitamin C, and the B complex. These are all things that clear your mind, kind of flush your system out, which is what it needs. So an IV bag is actually equivalent to drinking 2 gallons of water. And so the valuable thing about providing vitamins and nutrients in the bloodstream through intravenous therapy is you get 100% absorption of the vitamin. So taking them orally, it's more like 40% because it has to go through the digestive system, and the digestive system flushes it out before it goes to work in your body holistically to 100%. So that's why IV therapy is so important. So to the point, my very first drip, I was in the middle of an intense marketing meeting with the team, and they said, get this girl a drip. And halfway through the meeting, my headache went away completely. I was halfway through the drip, and my headache just stopped. So I learned very quickly that my problem is dehydration because I sure don't drink 8 glasses of water a day, or definitely not 2 gallons of water a day.
Yeah. I mean, no one's drinking 2 gallons a day, as much as I wish.
We are talking with Megan Berg, Chief Marketing Officer for Thrive Drip Spa. Megan, let's tell them where your location is, or locations, and the website too, as people are listening beyond Houston, Texas.
Sure. So the website is thrivedripspa.com, and we have 8 locations. So we actually are opening 3 in January. They'll be franchises, and we have 5 that are currently in operation. 7 of the total will be in the greater Houston area. Currently, we have one in Memorial, in the Woodlands, in Westview, kind of Upper Kirby area. We will have one in Katy, Clear Lake, and the Heights by January.
That's so
We
awesome.
also have another one down in the Rio Grande Valley, McAllen, and they are opening down there 2 more as well.
See, right there, that's telling you how people they're feeling the results, apparently, and they're accepting this technology, if you want to call it that, and that's why Megan's smiling over there, too, because she's...
I just love it. I love that finally something works. I love that finally there's an answer to taking your health into your own hands and getting to be on the front lines of communicating that message to the masses for the greater good. It's really hopeful. What I also love is we're very cognizant on pricing. So this industry is a very firing one right now. Everyone wants to talk about it. Everyone wants to be a part of it. But a lot of the customer experience gets lost in that. That's what I love about us. We were the first in Texas to do IV therapy. And Dr. Jean Liu, both Dr. Lius, are so passionate about the client experience that it makes it matter to me.
Give us an idea of the pricing. I'm going to understand there's probably a one-time, if I want to come, let me have a drip, give me the magnesium, or whatever, and then if you want to go back on a regular occasion, there's another package, I'm guessing.
Our most common membership is $140 a month, and that provides you a premium drip, one of the higher end of the 12 drips. Our most affordable is the $80 a month for a hydration drip. That's just keeping the electrolytes and the fluids kind of going in your system. If you want to come in once, a drip is usually around $150, but because you guys are all about successful living, if you come in with the code Successful Living, we're giving 50% off your first IV drip.
Let's say that one more time.
You come in with the code Successful Living to any Thrive Drip Spa store, and you get 50% off your first IV drip.
Awesome, Megan.
Yeah,
Thank you. I bet
yeah.
I know when Bill is going to come try it.
Yeah, you better
With
let me
his
know,
code in
Radio
hand.
Bill. I've been looking you up all over the internet, Radio Bill.
And don't tell me what you found, but I'm all over the internet. I'll tell you that right
You
now.
sure are.
So
I want them to know that we are here to help you look, feel, and perform better. And also, one of the biggest things we have launched is something known as M-Tone, which, from the feedback with our clients, we are launching that next week. Okay? And it targets cellulite. It targets the reduction of cellulite, back of arms, stomach, glutes, hamstrings, all of those things. And we have a massive discount coming for that.
Hallelujah.
and again, the website is
ThriveDripSpa.com.
thrivedripspa.com. Thank you for being with us.
Thank
Thank
you.
Let's talk to Julie Comiskey and Anna Coffey. They are with the Woman's Home. Ladies, welcome to the show.
Thank you. We're happy to be here.
Hi, thanks so much for having us.
Well, Jenna, here we are. That's the time of the show to help people in a special way, and especially people with the Woman's Home.
Yes, Bill, this is one of the most incredible organizations. I mean, we've talked about a lot of nonprofits here in Houston, and there are so many good causes out there. But this, I've been to the Women's Home. I don't know if you call it your campus or not, but I want you guys to talk about that a little bit. But the work that you do is so amazing and life-changing for the women that come into it. Tell me a little bit about the Women's Home.
So the Women's Home helps women in crisis. We build communities that strengthen women and support families as they reclaim their stability. Most of our women are homeless due to substance use disorders and mental health conditions, and we help them get back on their feet. In the short term, we have an 18-month treatment program, and then in the long term, we have permanent supportive housing to help keep them stable and having the life that they aspire to.
Wow. So where are these women usually coming from? Like right before they get to you, are they coming literally homeless off the streets? Are they maybe in jail because they've dealt with some issues there?
So we get referrals from a lot of different sources, some of them from the court system, some of them from other nonprofits that serve indigent women. And sometimes they're coming from hospitals or from other treatment centers. So it's a variety of ways that we get women in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's amazing. So I'm imagining, and a little bit of what I've seen when I was out there, you know, these women come in, you said they're in crisis. I mean, you guys and Julie, jump in here. Give me an example of maybe, you know, a story of someone coming in where they start with you and then kind of what the Women's Home offers to get them to stability.
You know, it's interesting because I have seen so many different women, and they, you know, the one thing they all have in common, they come from all walks of life, but the one or two things they have in common are the mental health disorders and substance abuse, you know, disorders. But their stories vary, and they have been through so many different scenarios. There's, you know, a woman that I think about, she recently ran, she did triathlon recently and supported the Women's Home and raised money, but she came from a very good family, very supportive family. She got, you know, kind of in the wrong crowd at school, basically. So she got into meth, and, you know, her life just kind of spiraled out of control. She was at a suicide attempt. Her story is just remarkable. But she came to the Women's Home. She stayed with us for about a year. And, you know, we really support these women, but they're the ones doing the hard work. We give them the, you know, tools that they need, but they do the hard work. And today she's been sober now for like 10 years. She's running a staffing agency. She's helping other women, men, you know, get jobs. So, you know, she's just one of the success stories that we, you know, have. There's so many of those that I can't even, you know, name them all.
That's a good problem to have. That's incredible. So how long has the Women's Home been around?
We have been around 65 years. We're celebrating our 65th anniversary.
Wow.
Yes.
Oh my gosh,
Yeah.
I had no idea.
Obviously, Julie and I were not the founders.
Well, you guys have been doing treatments at Visible Changes and Thrive.
That's right. Exactly. Exactly.
And having some Coco Nola.
That's
good
right.
sense,
For
you know.
sure. For
I'm like,
sure.
I like how you weave that all
You're
in.
looking
Yeah.
good. I mean,
Together.
I'm a marketing professional.
That's right.
now.
There you go.
So, how many women have you guys impacted? Has the Women's Home impacted over 65 years? That's incredible.
Gosh, I don't know that we've ever stopped to count over 65 years, but we know last year, between our two campuses, we served over 3,500 individuals.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, and I think one thing that really also surprises people is how relatively inexpensive it is for us to treat a woman. So most rehabilitation programs that are 30 days or so can cost you anywhere from $30,000 to $100,000
Yeah.
for just 30 days of treatment. We can treat a woman for a full year, 3 meals a day, full room and board, treatment planning, social workers, case managers, therapists for $24,000 a year.
Wow.
So
That's pretty
it costs
incredible.
us less in a year than most treatment centers cost in 30 days.
And that's for really good quality care too.
Yeah, and the campus, at least the one that I went to, they're lovely and they feel like a home for these women, not like they're at some clinical place. It feels like a community. Right. It's really, I was really impressed with it. Talk me through kind of what that treatment plan looks like. I'm coming in, I'm in crisis, I need help, right? I'm at the lowest point. What does that look like? How long is it? Kind of what sort of things do they go through?
I think everybody's treatment plan is different depending on what their personal needs are. So it's totally custom to what their needs are. We have, we have a whole life model, which is what we focus on. It's not just about their addiction or their mental health issues. It's their whole life. It's all the facets of their life. So they get vocational training through our cottage shop. Big plug right there for the cottage shop in Montrose, our resale boutique. So it serves obviously for, it generates revenue for the Women's Home, but also serves as a training ground for the women. So there's vocational training, there's financial wellness, there's spiritual wellness, physical wellness. It's all facets of a woman's life. So their treatment program is based on those 6 facets in their life. So everybody's looks a little different because it's custom for every single person.
And I will just add that we are very proud. This whole life model that Julie just described, we won a big national award from SAMHSA, which is the national agency that focuses on substance use disorders and mental health conditions. And we were one of 10 recipients of this award for throughout the country for an innovative program. So we're very excited
awesome.
about
Congratulations.
Thank you.
That's a very big deal. One of only 10.
Right.
You must have been up against a lot of competition
There was
there.
over 350 applicants, I believe. So
That's awesome. That is very cool. And I would think that just helps you go out and raise more awareness, more money to help more women, right?
Absolutely.
And Anna, as people are listening right here in Houston at the time of broadcast and even far beyond, or they may be thinking right now, I want to help. Let's tell people the website and some of the ways that they can help as well, please.
Sure. The website is thewomenshome.org. And it's WOMENS, so thewomenshome.org. And there's a lot of ways to get involved. You can volunteer. There's information about volunteering on our website. You can also donate clothes for our cottage shop, which is a high-end resale shop. Or you can come and shop at our resale shop.
Right here in Houston.
Right here in
Easy way to
Houston.
help.
It is
In
located
Montrose.
at 811 Westheimer, right across the street from Katz's Deli. Shout out to Katz's because they're good friends of ours. It is a high-end resale shop. You can get Louboutins in there. You can get Gucci handbags. I mean, we get the great stuff. And you're doing well. You're doing good by going shopping. So that's a really easy way to support us. And then we also have a big luncheon coming up on November 8th. So there's information about that on our website. And feel free to join us for a big celebration of 65 years.
And we also take straight donations. We like money.
Yeah, I was going to say, let's not
The
forget
chief
that.
development officer is like, hold
no
on.
money, no mission. So
Well, that's right. And again, as I say, people hear the show after the broadcast, sometimes months after,
Right.
and they may want to help. And I think it's a great thing. It's thewomens'home.org.
that's right.
One more time, thewomens'home.org, right? And right here in Houston, let's tell them the address again, because the shopping part has appeal as well. You can help and shop at the same time.
Absolutely. It is at 811 Westheimer, and it is in the Montrose neighborhood. It's called the Cottage Shop.
And just thinking about, 3,500 women in a year, I had no idea the need was that great. That is a stunner. But think about, the more money you raise, the more women you help, right? It's a
Absolutely.
direct correlation. So
Absolutely.
that's awesome.
And this is a perfect time of year because people right here in Houston, I think we like to help all year long. But sometimes as we approach Thanksgiving, we're thankful for our blessings, thankful that many of us don't have these problems, but there are those that do and will. So this is just an extra great time, I think, for people to help out. And they could go to thewomens'home.org and help out in a tremendous way. And when someone is in distress like this, how do they find you, or do you find them, or it's both? What happens?
It's really more they come to us. When people are ready to live a different life, they can find us and, again, go to our website, and there's directions on how to navigate to us.
So if a family member or, someone is listening and they're thinking, gosh, my sister really needs this, or my mom really needs this, or whatever, that's the best way to get to you guys.
Yes, thewomens'home.org.
Thewomens'home.org. Before we close this segment, what else do you want people to know?
Just come shop at the Cottage Shop, make a donation online. We're always willing to have volunteers come in. There's lots of volunteer opportunities. They can volunteer in the Cottage Shop. They can come teach classes for the clients. We have classes for computer skills. There's resume writing. There's all different ways to volunteer.
That's awesome. And you're really helping a woman go from the lowest point to being, productive and sustainable member of society.
I will say it is a pride and privilege for us to watch miracles happen every day,
It's awesome.
because we see women come in at the lowest point of their lives and we watch them reclaim their lives. And it's just a very profound experience.
Yeah, that's pretty powerful. That's cool work you guys are doing. Thank you.
Anna Coffey, the CEO of the Women's Home, and Julie Comiskey. She is the Chief Development Officer. Thank you guys for being with us.
Thanks for
you.
having us.
Women'shome.org. Our show partner, Jenna Jackson. Jenna, incredible show once again. As I always say, I can't wait to see what happens next. But in the meantime, you are doing incredible work. You know everybody, P&R Creative. Let's tell people how you help companies and people tell their story in a tremendous way.
Thank you, Bill. Well, the kinds of entrepreneurs and business owners and companies that we have here in Houston, you see a sampling on the show, which is so fun.
I love it.
Because I get to meet new people and talk to old friends. But, we really help tell your story however you need it told. My history, as you know, is in television and video production, but, we've evolved over the years because our clients wanted it, to social media, PR, branding, if you need a rebrand, graphic design, just sort of any way to connect you with your customer or investors or the press or the world. So it's good. It's fun.
In fact, we've heard so much about people moving to Houston, Texas, and to Texas in general, and there are so many people and companies coming here, and so many messages going out now more than ever as we assess at the end of the year. We look forward to 23 and beyond. Yep. It's a good time to get calibrated as to what is the message that we want to have go forth, especially in these crazy, challenging times. You're the company to reach out to get that done.
Definitely. And what's your strategy for 2023? A lot of this is super fun. And then a lot of it is, companies are dealing with serious issues, workforce or retaining talent or culture building. So, you really want to have a strategy around what's your story, making sure you're telling it in a real authentic way and, connecting with whether it's outside your company or internally with your employees, making
And
sure
you're
that's
one of the
consistent.
only companies that I know of using this radio, this massive platform. Oh, yeah, the fourth largest city. You're using it in a tremendous way.
Well, thanks to you, Bill.
Well,
I get to come on
I
twice
get
a month
to be a part of it. That's
and
what
bring
I'm
amazing business people.
Exactly. And you are a broadcasting giant in my eyes, and I would encourage people, without going into the long resume, I would encourage them to Google Jenna Jackson, CBS, and all these things will happen. I mean, you've been on prime time several times on CBS Friday nights. I saw you right there. So you're doing incredible work like that. So when someone enlists your services, they're getting a lot of experience. You know how to tell the story.
I've got some stories of my own for sure. We don't have to go into
at a later date. So let's bring everybody back for a
Yes.
minute or so, and here comes Megan McCormick.
Megan McCormick,
with-
amazing visible changes.
Hey, what else do we want people to know about visible changes other than that I will be there sometime soon?
Yes, I'm like, please come.
Getting a
We're
scalp
happy to have
treatment.
you. Yes. So actually something I forgot to talk about is we have built our own product line. So our product line is designed for Texas heat and humidity. So if you're anywhere for heat and humidity, our line is designed for you. Super, super affordable. We also have a buy 3, get 1 free. So we have that year round, which is really incredible. And just so you know where your dollars are going for our company, something else that we do that, my parents have done a lot of great things that we never really told people. And I'm like, we need to tell them now. Yeah. So we actually have a scholarship foundation set up for our hairdressers' children. So we have had so many people, we help them get scholarships to go to college. And then we actually have a whole medical foundation set up. So if you want to become a doctor, we will pay for your schooling.
That is awesome. And once again, the coordinates for people to visit Visible Changes wherever they are in Houston and San Antonio. Let's tell them all about it.
Yes. So visiblechanges.com is our website. Visible Changes Salons is our TikTok and our Instagram.
Thank you so much for being with
Absolutely.
us.
Thank you for having me.
Megan.
And on the same theme of Megan, here comes Megan Berg, Chief Marketing Officer for Thrive Drip Spa. Oh, yeah. Megan, welcome back. And
With all of the looming talk about recessions, we actually have a service called M-Face, less wrinkles, more lift. So I think that everyone should try that.
We all need that.
Successful Living is the code. You come in, 50% off.
so that's right. You're listening far and wide right here in the massive Houston area. Successful Living, when you go to Thrive Drip Spa, yeah, you get 50% off. And once again, the website is,
ThriveDripSpa.com.
and the locations you have right now in Houston, just give us a quick word.
We have Westview, Memorial, The Woodlands, and City Center.
And I could have just said which is the closest to me, but that was one way to find out.
That was your real motive.
Exactly.
Love it.
I want to go to the memorial. Thank you so much,
right,
Megan.
thank you.
And they are back, the Women's Home. Once again, what should we know and how can we help women right now that are in need? And they really are.
Well, like we said earlier, the best way to help is to empty out your closet of all your old clothes, donate it to the Women's Home, and then come shopping at the Cottage Shop and refill it.
That sounds good. And
Or donate online,
And
thewomens'shome.org.
somehow I figured that.
I love
Well,
Julie.
that's so important.
This is why Julie and I are friends.
Well, you have 3 ways, actually, where you could shop, where you can donate hard cash or however, and then you could even volunteer, and they can learn more about that on the website, women'shome.org, right?
TheWomen'sHome.org, right? And don't forget our friend from Coco Nola.
Coco
Champagne
Nola.
Coco Nola is her Instagram. So what an amazing show, Bill.
Well, thank you all for listening to Successful Living with Bill Napick and Jenna Jackson. That's right, Successful Living with Jenna and Bill has a better ring to it, quite frankly. So thanks for listening. You could simply go to Jenna's website, which is
PRCreativegroup.com.
prcreativegroup.com. You can find out more about Jenna and her company there. And of course, you could see the shows. I know you want to see our guest here, the things going on in the studio. After you listen, simply go to radiobill.net. That's radiobill.net. It's just exciting, isn't it?
We've got a lot to do, Bill.
Holy smokes.
We gotta go.
All right. Thank you so much for listening. We'll see you next week, radiobill.net. And
Jenna Jackson, prcreativegroup.com.
thanks for listening.
Thanks, Bill.